All right, welcome to episode 20. And I feel like a little connection to this episode because I was number 20 and number 21, as you guys may know, but I was 20 at UConn. So I'm feeling number 20, episode 20. And then, a lot happened last week. All the jerseys were released. So WNBA Jersey Gate finally came to a head. All the jerseys have been revealed. Everything has been done. Let me welcome in my two lit crew. We have my VP, my main man, my manager, Paul Garino, whose birthday was last week. We have my Snookabuka, who is me, Madre, who is my mom. And then we have my sister, Nicole Young, up in this thing. That's the two lit crew. So what I told the two lit crew, because there's a lot of debate going on out there, okay? And I had tweeted out that I think that we have one of the coldest Rebel jerseys out there, period. And so, of course, that created discussions. And so I've seen them all. Now that I've seen them all, I still believe that we have one of the coldest jerseys out. And so I told the two lit crew, we're going to do a little something, and we're going to just pick who we think our starting five is. And so basically, who do we think the best five jerseys that were released are? And so I'll get the party started with my starting five. And so you already know, starting at point guard, the Atlanta Dream. Okay, we got them as our starting point guard in this. I also saw Phoenix's jersey. I think that's lit. So Phoenix is on the list for me. Indiana, those Fever jerseys. Now they did something with that. The Indiana, Paul's not liking Indiana's jerseys, but I think Indiana did something. Chicago, definitely at the top. Huh?
Which Chicago ones, though?
Well, the Chicago, I'm talking about the ones that have all the not blue? The pinstripe. I know people are loving the pinstripe. Right. I'm not talking about the pinstripe heroin and all those. I'm talking Rebel jerseys. So I'm going with Chicago, and then I'm going with the Aces. So that's my starting five. Let's go to you, Snookabuka. Who did you have in your starting five for this jersey release? And side note, really quick before you start, Nike, WNBA, yes. Y'all did that. This is how you start out the 25th anniversary year. Okay, Snook, what you got in your starting five?
Okay, well, I'm biased as well, so I loved Atlanta.
Okay.
That's my number one. And then the others in any order. It doesn't have to be in any specific order. So I love Phoenix. I love the tie-dyed one. I loved Chicago. I did like the one with the stripes versus all the zigzags. I thought the zigzaggy one was, the lines too busy for me.
Okay.
Indiana Fever one too, the red hot one, like I'm on fire. And I love New York, the one with the torch, equality. I just thought that was pretty cool. So those are my five.
I like it. All right, Cole, what you got for your starting five? What's it looking like?
I think it's a repeat. I have almost the same exact ones, except I like the Chi-Town zigzag all over the place. I like the Flash, and I liked Phoenix. Of course, I loved Fever. ATL, always number one. And I think that was all of them. I think I hit, and I like the pinstripe Chicago one too. I think I liked both of theirs. So I hit both of theirs. So yeah.
I like that we almost all and we didn't talk about this beforehand, y'all. So this is actually interesting that I wrote mine down just so you know, so I didn't forget. I like that we all kind of have the same ones. VP, I think, will be a little bit different because he's been shaking his head at our decisions. VP,
so I got
your starting five?
I don't get the starting five. I'm ranking them 1 through 5.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
That's what I thought we were doing.
Let's see it.
So first of all, Chicago won because I think they got got top 5.
Okay, whatever.
So I got Chicago, the blue one, the Rebel one's number 1, then the Phoenix Ombre one's number 2. And then the Atlanta one, black one's number 3.
Okay.
Chicago black pinstripe number 4. And then I got the Sparks purple one, number 5.
You put Chicago in there twice?
Yeah, top 5. That's what I said.
Chicago was 2 out of the top 5?
Yes, because I told you they had the best package.
Wow. So VP said Chicago came with that heat pack. I actually think so. If you're ranking, all right, VP, let me just hear this then. Let's go heat packs, because I think I'm not even going to and this is really me being unbiased aside. Red is my favorite color. I don't know if people.
All right. What I also thought New York messed up. They could have had the best ones. They just added that gold that looks weird. If it was just the green and the black, it would have been sick.
Okay, so
And white.
I think that we have a top heat pack, and what I mean by a heat pack is like all 3 jerseys that were released. We had the black one with the ice blue, man. That was clean with the stripes. We had the all white, and then we had the all red. I think those are just like Flocka flames, if you ask me. Do you rank our heat pack high, VP? What do you thinking as far as like total package? Are we up there in the top 5, Atlanta?
Yeah, probably.
And this is just so people know, this is what I'm talking about, the heat pack, okay?
But like some of them,
Rebel. This is the heroin and this is the other jersey, okay? I think we got.
Some of them had a lot of details that you can't see though, and then you see them, and then you're like, all right, like maybe.
Okay, so since you've seen them, that's what I'm saying. So
like, all right,
this isn't WNBA Jersey Gate anymore. You've seen
Minnesota,
the details.
like Minnesota it looks basic, but then when you see the back of it, it's like the link print, like of a link. Like that's sick.
Yeah, I thought I was debating on having them in my top 5. I'm not gonna lie, it was between the Aces and Minnesota, but I personally love the colorway of black and gold. So
and then I put the LA Sparks number 5 purple because it's like it got the little palm tree on it, and it looks like the Lakers, obviously, but.
Yeah, I don't really know if I like your top 5. I'm just saying, but I don't.
Well,
I had the fever at number 6 because it gives me Stranger Things vibes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Like bloody vibes. So I don't know
who designed that, because I agree. There's a lot of Stranger Things vibes, and I ain't mad at it. It's in my top 5. But long story short, the WNBA, like, we own, baby. I'm just trying to let people know. Choo, all aboard. Y'all better get on this train, because I'm telling you right now, things are trending up. And up next, we have Scoreboard, where we talk about all the good stuff. We talk about sports. We talk about business. We talk about everything. There's a lot of money flowing around. It better be going to women's sports and women's media, but we're going to talk about it. Paul, what you got up this week?
All right. So the first one on Scoreboard, Cleveland Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert announces $500 million investment to residents in Detroit. The first installment is $15 million to eliminate property tax debt for 20,000 low-income households.
What? Where did that come from? I mean, I have so many questions. First of all, I'm still on to you, Dan. All right. I'm just going to throw that out there, because what happened with that whole debacle with LeBron, it was very messy. But why? I have so many questions. First of all, we love to see it. I love to see people giving back. Why Detroit? And I know Detroit needs a lot of help, but usually you see people do those type of things in their own city. I know Detroit needs a lot of help. Even with the water crisis, not a lot of people are talking about it, but I know that there's still a crisis going on. But do you know do y'all have any thoughts on this?
So over the last year, I don't know. I think he's just feeling generous. Obviously it's good, but his net worth increased 700% in the past year. And now he's the second richest owner in the U.S. and third in the world.
Cole, your face. I want to hear something. Okay, because there was a lot of people that got rich during this pandemic. Apparently, he is one of them. I love that he wants to get back. But Cole, what are your thoughts? I think I have an idea of your thoughts.
I don't want to be negative. I'm so happy he's doing it, but I see tax write-off written all over this. He need to get rid of some of this money, and why not do it and look good? Where's Olivia Pope? Where is she at? This is a PR come up. Where is she at? That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you for doing it. I'm going to say thank you for doing it, because it did need to be done. I'm glad he didn't do it in some other fashion, like, even though other countries do need it, we need it here. So I'm glad he did it here. But again, Uncle Sam was probably knocking at his door before that money even hit his account. So
you know what, Cole? Oh yeah, go ahead, VP.
No, I was going to say, so what happened was I guess he owns Rocket Mortgage, which was formerly Quicken Loans, and they went public in August. So that's how he made all of his money.
Oh, well, that's actually a good way. I'll
Yeah.
take that. But to Cole's point, I agree. Like I always, and I love when people give back. Speaking of give back, Shaq just paid off a guy's engagement ring that he just walked in the store, saw a guy was trying to do a layaway payment plan to get his wifey the ring that she deserved. And Shaq just went in there, swiped his card, covered it, and dipped. So I love when people give back. Like that's goals for me. I want to get wealthy enough that I can just drop a bag like Shaq did. But I think Cole, yeah, she's definitely on to something in a sense of I think we need a lot of help here in America. And I love that people help other countries, and that's great. But I do love when I see people give back to cities that we know are struggling. And we know that Detroit is struggling just in general. The city, I've heard about certain parts of Detroit just have been run down. There's not many people even living in the houses and different things. Snooka Bookie, you probably know more about that than I do.
Okay, well, I spent a lot of time in Detroit growing up, and I'm just sad that because I visited the last 3 years, and just was just in major shock about how everything had gone down. And we went by blocks and blocks of empty houses where everybody is gone. There might be one house in the whole block that's still inhabited. And I just wish it could have came at an earlier date so that some of those people could have remained in their homes. I don't even know where all of those people have gone to. It's just so desolate there. And besides the houses, the other thing I noticed was the graffiti. Everything was graffitied up. I mean, you could look up to skyscrapers, businesses are on, and up on the 30th floor, the whole building is full of graffiti and things. And so my thing is, he's doing it now, and I'm just wondering just how many people are still residing who have mortgages there in Detroit right now.
Mortgages, Rocket Mortgage. You know what? I hear something happening, and if that's what they're doing, good on you, like Dan, because I love when people help. You know, actually, we got a chance since we already had K9 on here for Happening. We decided to ask him about what Dan was doing in Detroit. Here's what he had to say.
All right, I got one last question for you. More serious note. I don't know if you saw Dan Gilbert of the Cleveland Cavs just is going to donate $500 million to households in Detroit for low income households. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's real great. I'm glad. Hey, listen, I'm glad. I love it. I'm over here training my guy. JC, say what's up. What up, though? Yeah, you over the podcast.
What up, JC?
That's a great name. You know, Dan Gilbert is from Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So him being from Michigan, you know what I mean? Of course, he's going to show some love to Michigan. But I'm happy, man. Hey, I'm so happy because we need water and Flint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need water and all kind of stuff. So anything that, you know, that someone can do, I miss I miss Mike Ilitch, because Mike Ilitch, you know, he's from Michigan. He did so much for Michigan. You know, he brought the Detroit Tigers downtown, the Red Wings, and now we got Dan Gilbert, who owns the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he has what's that loan spot he got. So I'm happy, man. I'm thankful that Michigan is getting the love that we need.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
definitely.
Oh, okay.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
That makes more sense.
So Dan is from Michigan, which is why I was really curious about the connection. So like I said, we love to see it in a sense of celebrities giving back. People don't have to give back. And I always like to say this because people love to tell other people what to do with their money. No one's obligated to give back. So right. I'm glad to see that Dan Gilbert wanted to give back and that he's giving back on such a large scale. So yeah.
I'll retract my statement.
Well, actually, I don't know, Cole. I mean,
it does.
There is still what you're saying is there's still write-off, like, you know, purposes for that. But you know what? If people are going to do a lot of good and get a lot of write-offs for it, great. Because
yep,
we'll take it. What else you got, BP? What else we got?
I feel like we got to go to Detroit. Like Little Caesars is there. He was talking about the owner of that he owns the Tigers and stuff.
Okay, like Detroit is all in our stratosphere right now.
Yes.
Snooka Booka, we know she has Detroit roots too. So we're like, okay, maybe we need to go on tour at a certain point. Every year we need to like have the show film live from a city of our choice. This year, I think it's going to be DC or Atlanta, but Hey, I think we should take this show on the road once a year, maybe at a location of a sporting event, an all-star event. Is there even still going to be all-star events that are the normal all-star events? Like, who knows? But let's take it on the road. VP, what you got next?
Sacramento Kings are the first team to offer payment in Bitcoin. Is the Atlanta Dream going to do that?
What? Oh my goodness. So I remember that the Dallas Mavs were the first team to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment in the game and stuff like that. Okay, y'all. Now we're talking about Top Shot. We're talking about this digital stuff. Can you imagine these NBA contracts like that? They're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars and imagine that investment that you could do yourself. Like for me, this is how I think. I would have been like, all right, so let's split my contract up. I want 80% in cash money because I don't really know what's going on yet. And then I would still get like 20% in Bitcoin, because imagine that investment that grows that you kind of just leave there as your nest egg that you don't touch. And when, as we know, Bitcoin keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and your money just growing. I don't know what y'all thinking. What you thinking, Snook? Would you get paid in cryptocurrency?
She said, poof, gone. The same thing I'm saying. I want my money. Give me my money.
Well, a Seattle Seahawks player already did it. He did it like, I don't know, a year or two ago, and he like doubled his money, and he did half of his salary in Bitcoin, half his salary.
So when it pays out, will they pay out when you double your money? Will they give it back to you in cash?
No, yeah,
you can always cash out. It's cryptocurrency, so you can always cash out. But because like Bitcoin, you know how it inflates and different things of that nature. Well, it's on the rise. So imagine if you're getting Bitcoin at a certain price point and then it keeps on rising. Well, he doubled his money, like Paul said, and he only put in half of his. He's brave. I was gonna put in about 20-25%, leave that other 75 of that shit. I gotta pay my bills. But yeah, that man doubled up his money. Cole, what you thinking?
Can we go back? Bitcoin has been around for how long? Okay. How long has Bitcoin been around? How long?
Like over 10 years, actually.
Over 10 years. And it was a mystery 10 years ago. People held on to this stuff. And now it's doing what it's got to do. So wonder if it goes on another hiatus for another 10 years. You got 10 years. You got all half of your salary.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting, waiting to be worth something 10 years from now. Give me my money. Let me do what I'm going to do, please. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That's my daughter.
VP, okay, would you take some of your money in Bitcoin? Come on now.
Yeah, the way this stuff is going, yes.
How much? What percentage? Like, would you kind of
Bitcoin? Renee's gonna start paying you in Bitcoin.
I can't afford that. It might be. I don't know. I gotta see what's going on here because I feel like.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything crazy. I would do like 20 to 30%.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's crazy. 20%.
All right. I already invested in Bitcoin. How about this? I just threw like $100 into it, and it already went up like $5. So that's like a lot.
Guess what? I did too. I put some money in Bitcoin too. But if that $100 I put in there don't come back, my feelings are hurt. But I will live to play another day.
Well, okay, perfect example.
And all of a sudden, Bitcoin goes flat.
For
10 years. I'm gonna be calling somebody. Can y'all please give me my money back?
I'm semi salty because I invested like $500 in Ethereum like 3 years ago, and then just like cash out with just like $500 again. But it would have been like, I think it was going to be like 3,000 right now in only like 3 years.
Listen, what do they say? High risk, high reward. The more that I hear you talk, Cole, the more that I think that I would go about 40%.
No, I'm telling you, this is digital Vegas.
And I'll tell you,
Vegas.
I'll also tell you,
it's digital Vegas. That's all it is.
That same 3 years ago, my friend invested $5,000 in Bitcoin and made $25,000 in a month, and he didn't cash out, and he lost it all.
Okay. There you go. And here, let's go like this. Let me give you a scenario. You go in Vegas, you got $500. You could have walked out with $5,000, but you decide to gamble and let it go. And as the morning comes and the light come up, you walk out with nothing. Not even the $500 you walked in with. So This is digital Vegas. No, thank you.
Snook and Cole have no faith in the future of money and the future of this digital age. They're not really fooling with the Top Shot. They're not really fooling with this digital currency. They want cold hard cash.
Wait, so have either of you ever invested into a stock though?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever invested into a stock?
Yeah, I my Robinhood account, I've got stuff everywhere. But again,
no free ads.
But again, it's in small. I can choose when I want.
So you're saying you don't want your hard-earned salary money?
No, I want my money to come to me, and then I put it where I want to put. I don't want these people in my contract, because if I change my mind, this contract is not going to change. They still go, if Bitcoin go through the toilet, they still, oh well, that 20% still going to them. So for them to give me my money, and then I make a decision on what I put my money into. I don't want that part of my contract.
Snooker Booker has been saying poof the whole time. She keeps saying, and if y'all don't know why she keeps going poof, she thinks that money is just going to evaporate into thin air. Snooker Booker has no faith in cryptocurrency. If y'all try to pay my Snook in cryptocurrency, she going to say you robbed her, because she ain't going to consider that a form of payment.
Hard cash. Cold hard cash.
That's it.
In my hand.
See, they don't like, I just realized my family don't like the stuff they can't touch. Cole was really into that Harrison Barnes thing, because she said, okay, look, I can touch that. And then Snook just said, put my money in my hands. So my family, I'm giving him something he can feel. My family they got to feel it. They got to feel it to believe it's real. I like that one, VP. What you got next?
So yeah, the last two, I think you might have saw it. Tom Brady is launching an NFT company called Autograph in the spring, and then the Final Four, the sales on Fanatics e-commerce for women are up 70% from 2019.
How many percent?
70.
70.
70. Good on you, Tom Brady, by the way. Like this NFT thing, Gronk already broke the bank with his 70%. It's
I don't know if that's a lot or not.
I
think coming up anything above, any percentage going up, that's a huge percentage to go up, even if it wasn't a lot before.
I keep saying it's up. If it's up, if it's up, then it's stuck. The reason I keep saying that is because you're right. A lot of people are going to say, oh, only 70. Like every time you give somebody a stat, they're going to always try to give you another stat that combats our stat. The only stat you need to know is that everything's up. Everything. So any category that we want to talk about when it involves women's basketball, and even for women's sports for that matter, it's up. And I get so excited because I don't fight these trolls on the internet, but I see you guys and I see some of your comments. I choose to ignore the ignorant. My Snook taught me that long ago. But the point is, it's up, boo-boo, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's up. All right, so that's the last one. I like today's scoreboard. My Snooker Book and them ain't fooling with that cryptocurrency, but you know what? I might try to see if I can get paid in crypto from some people that are my employers. I like that. I kind of like investing. It's a way to invest without investing. Like I'm not going to touch that money. That money's going to sit there. I hope it grows and doesn't go poof. Snooker Booker does not like this idea of me doing this, but Snooker Booker, we got to be on the cutting edge. Next up. Okay, so for Happening IRL, I'm just going to let VP handle it because this is exciting. I'm just going to say there's a fight happening. Jake Paul is in it. Ben is in it. Paul knows a lot more than I know about it. Paul, who are we talking to today?
Yeah, so today we're talking to Cornelius K9 Bundrage. He's a two-time world champion, and he's training Ben Askren for the Jake Paul fight.
Lit. So Ben, thank you for being on remotely, man. This is exciting, VP. Talk to us. What up, K9? Can you hear us?
There.
Yeah, we're good. I'm excited because I know you are preparing for the big fight. Talk to us about it. What's it like? How did you and Ben even link up?
Oh, Ben actually, I actually reached out to Ben because someone had told me that Ben was about to fight Jake Paul. So they was like, man, K9, you should train him because you train your son and you're a good trainer. You're a former 2-time world champ. You should train Ben. So I was like, yeah, I'm looking at it on Twitter. But then they kept on tagging him and tagging me. So I said, you know what, that's a good idea. I tagged Ben and told him, if you want to get trained by a world champ, you know what I mean, I can help him. You know what I mean?
If you want to get trained by a champ, I can help you. So then tell me, what's it been like training an MMA fighter for a boxing match?
To be honest with you, it was actually, I don't know if I could say a dream come true, but I could say that I was really happy to do it because I want to really get in the game when it comes to as a trainer. People respect me as a fighter, but I want to be respected as a trainer too because I've been training people. Every time I learned something, I was teaching. I've been training people for 30 years now. And now, being on the other side, I want to be respected as a trainer. I feel like I can make champions. Like
I love that. So you trying to make a name for yourself on the other side of things. We already know you're the 2-time boxing world champ, but you want to be a champion coach. So I know it might sound crazy, but like, what's your predictions? What is this fight going to look like? A lot of people think that Jake Paul, I mean, they think that it's going to be a close fight. What do you think?
I mean, I'm putting it, listen, the sad, well, I ain't going to say sad. I wish I was working on Ben Askren's corner, but he going to have his, because, he had a team before I got involved. So, I respect the fact that he's sticking with the team that he had. I'm just a part of the team. I just came in just to help his hand. So I did my job, and now I just hope that everybody that's on the team, they do their job. When it's time to fight, next Saturday, I want Tyrone Woodley and a young man named Biggie, give him the right instructions, and we get the W. I'm rolling with Ben all day long, because he brought me in, gave me my first big opportunity, and now I'm happy, and no matter what, I'm rolling with him, I'm pulling for him, and my prediction is we going to do good. Hashtag dog good.
Wait, you gonna do good? Does that mean that's a win? Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Say what again?
You said you're gonna do good. I mean, does that mean a win or does that mean like he's gonna look good?
Hey, listen, I don't know the future. Only God knows the future. I feel like when I'm in the ring, I'm gonna win, but like I didn't win. So, it's in God's hands. I'm pulling for Ben. I ain't going to say he's going to lose, you know what I mean? But I'm hoping he wins. I can't fight for him. I trained him and prepared him as best as I could. I'm not there to work the corner like I would want to. And, hey, I'm pulling for Ben. I can't say what's going to actually happen. I know he's the better actual fighter because he did MMA, but he hasn't actually boxed before. And Paul is a real boxer to a certain extent. Because we know he ain't a real boxer, but he's a real boxer when it comes to the people he's picking. I know he only picked Ben Askren because Ben Askren had a hip replacement, and Ben Askren who isn't really good at striking from watching him and his performances in MMA, and that's why Ben brought me in. And I'm just hoping that he can take Jake Paul into the later rounds and ground Jake Paul, because Jake Paul has never made it past round one. And we don't know what he's going to do if he makes it past round one. So the first couple of rounds are going to be dangerous for Ben Askren. But if he get past the first couple of rounds, then guess what? Hashtag dog good. And the winner is Ben Askren.
Now, K9, I could attest to that, you being in the corner, because remember, we were both at the Chad Dawson fight, and you were giving them pointers from the side.
Absolutely.
Remember that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what was he doing? Listening. And what was he doing? Doing a great job. That's the reason why I wish Ben had me in his corner. Because if things get salty or get tight, I don't know if his trainers, the ones that work in his corner at the time, if they gonna, say tough stuff, because they're MMA fighters, they're MMA trainers. Come on, man, Ben. Don't let that YouTube guy do that to you. Come on. And you just run into some other stuff.
Yeah.
I would tell him as a professional fighter, boxer, and this is a boxing match. Come on, Ben, man, move around, man. Listen, hold him, grab him. I ain't gonna be too tough. Boxing is a sweet thing. I'm gonna tell him, man, listen, box that man, box, move. What? Oh, he come with the hook, roll, get low. I'm gonna be saying things that I would say to myself if I was my own coach. And things that I see, I'm gonna tell him what I see.
Yeah.
They didn't, so I mean, hey, I'm praying that he win regardless. I just wish I was in his corner because I'm a great corner man.
Yeah.
As you have saw yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
I was helping Chad Dawson, and his trainers didn't even know what to tell him. I couldn't believe it. I was helping him, but I got hoarse. So then once I got hoarse, he ended up losing the fight. But when I was telling him what to do, he was doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
K9,
Well,
appreciate
listen,
it.
K9, I'm gonna be looking out for you, up and coming.
Thank you too, man, for hooking me up with those trunks. Let's go, PT Sports. Thanks for having me on the show, y'all. Y'all good.
Bye.
Okay, I like this guy. Yeah, I like that guy. Rep for Yo City. It's happening, man. The fight is happening. When is the fight? April 19th.
17th.
April 17th. The fight is going down. I even think it's here in Atlanta, right?
It is. Are you gonna go?
What?
I don't know, man. Like,
Where is the fight? Where's the fight at? I might have to step out.
I think it's at the Falcons.
It's at the, oh yeah, it is. It's at the, oh man, like this is a big fight. I wonder if they're COVID compliant. There's so many questions, but even if I don't go, I'm gonna be watching. Now that he's barked on here and he's gotten us pumped up, I gotta go see what Ben is gonna do. The fight April 19th, Ben Askren versus Jake Paul is going down. And what else I'm excited about is Remotely Top Shot. Y'all know I'm into this. It's a booming industry. If you're not into it, you're behind. Catch up. I'm so excited though, because we're giving away, we're still in the planning phases, but I'm so excited for what we have planned on what we're going to do with Top Shot. But for right now, we're going to open up another pack. VP, let's get it going. Let's see what we have here. I might give away the whole pack today. I don't know. I'm feeling generous. As long as LeBron's not in there, I might give it away. Okay. I'm just saying, what do we have? We're not opening the cool cast. I'm saving the cool cast for something special. I don't know what, but maybe I'll open. Actually, next
21.
episode. Yep, Cole. Next
21.
episode, I'm going to open up a cool cat. 21 is my number. We got to do something special. Let's open up one of those common packs up there.
Which one?
With 11.
Yeah, let's go with 11.
Why not this one?
There's only one of those. I don't like that. I have hoarder tendencies, and I don't like when there's only one left. That makes me nervous. So just save it. Let's see here. Snooker Booker, which one we going with first?
Let me go with 3 this week.
Number 3. What's behind door 3? A layup. Pat Bev. Oh my gosh, Junior. Okay.
Wow.
So Pat Bev is my son's favorite player. I cannot give this one away. This is Junior's favorite player. He's also number 21. He is the epitome of what you call a workhorse. I would have taken a Pat Bev defensive moment even over a layup of his, because he's one of those guys that you love to cheer for. So Pat Bev, we are keeping that one. I am going to give it away, and I'm giving it away to Junior. You're welcome, son. What else we got next, Cole? Which one you going with? I'm
going to go with number 1. Mom went with 3. I'll go with 1.
Okay, let's see here. Dunk. Ooh, Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh, my goodness. That's
not a bad one. The serial number is up there. 35,000 pack. I don't know. VP, what do you know about that pack, if anything? But I like Carl. Cat is my guy in real life. So this is actually, I feel like a personal connection to this pack or something.
I thought it was going to be an Anthony Edwards dunk.
Oh, if it was Anthony Edwards dunk, he's creating posters all over the place.
I don't know if that one got released yet or not. That one that made, you know the one I'm talking about.
The dunk of the year candidate. Yeah, let's see.
That one's going to go crazy.
Oh, this might be this year's MVP. He's in the top, in the running, a full court bounce pass behind the defender. Was it in between his legs? What's going on here? Oh my goodness, it's filthy. This one's actually a nice one too.
Yeah.
We're giving it away.
I think he just passed, I forgot who it was for triple doubles by a center.
Oh, wow. What? Wow, I'm drawing a blank. Hakeem Olajuwon?
Yeah, maybe it was him.
Wow,
okay, but I wanted to show you guys one more thing.
Oh,
that Harrison Barnes posted with his Top Shot moment into
what?
Wow.
Now that is cool. See, that's something you could touch. See, that's you can touch it.
Oh.
See, that's Vince Carter's last.
Interesting.
That's Vince Carter's last shot. So that's sick. Renee was at that game.
I was at that game. Serena Grace, my baby, sang at that game. This is crazy. So
that was
wait
good.
Wait a minute. That's interesting. I need to, you know what I just thought about? And y'all better not take my idea. I'm taking Harrison Barnes' idea and putting it on steroids. What if there was a digital wall of all your moments and like they were playing like just on repeat like his is, and instead of like having a big picture frame, it was like all your moments playing at once on display. People are getting creative. Like I told y'all, now Snookabooka, now what are we thinking about these digital moments? Cole said you can touch it now.
Yeah, that's something I can touch.
Wow. It's getting a little bit more realistic for older folks, right?
I would agree.
Can you imagine giving out gifts of digital moments to family members?
That would be awesome.
And them not knowing that moment could be worth like $200,000. I think that's the funniest part. I think I could give my Snook and Diddy exactly what Harrison Barnes was holding. It could be like LeBron James number 23 of his Kobe Bryant dunk and hand it to Snookabooka and them. I would feel like they wouldn't know what they had in their hand. That's the interesting part about those digital.
And
what
then
you say,
like
that I would definitely find out before I did anything. So
right. She would be looking something up. I need to know what this is about. What is this? She would have looked it up and found out. She'd be like, Renee, do you know this is worth some money?
And I would have been like, yeah, welcome. But I'm just saying, y'all, it's time to start getting creative. I also saw somebody wear a chain with their digital moment on their chain too. So for the people that say, what do you do with the digital moments? Anything. You can literally do anything.
Makes more sense because it's actually physically in your hand. I feel like I could deal with paying some money.
All right.
If the only thing will make me mad is if with electronics something go wrong and they start twitching and twerking and tweaking, I would be like, oh,
and disappearing.
Yeah, or disappearing. I would have a fit. But
oh my goodness, that is
at least I could touch it.
I get scared with anything digital because I feel like anything digital can be hacked. Like that's
Very
just
true.
my thing. So
Very
I know
true.
that this is blockchain and there's all kinds of these different things where you're not supposed to be able to, but I feel like I've seen Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, things that aren't supposed to be stolen get stolen on an everyday basis, but I digress. Somebody's going to get some top shots from us this week. It's Nikola Jokic, the Joker, and then it is Karl Anthony Towns. This is a good pack this week. You guys get into it, and we are moving on. Next up, we have Remotely One-on-One. Okay, so I got some dope friends. Let me just start out by saying this. I got some really cool friends, and this week I went one-on-one with CC Sabathia, and yes, the great MLB star CC Sabathia, and he's doing so many different things. He has a podcast with Ryan Rucco, and I've already been on their podcast, Friends of the Show, love them. But what CC is doing, not only what he did on the field, but off the field, he's doing so much. He has a documentary that's out called Under the Grapefruit Tree. He also has a book coming out on July 6th. It's called Until the End. Till the End. So I'm going to talk to CC. Y'all go pre-order his book. Check it out. Okay, so CC, man, let me just start out by saying, if you haven't watched CC's documentary, man, like it's watch it. And I wanted to just talk to you about just the starting out, because I started out, I didn't start out great at basketball, but when you started out, at what point did you start to realize like, this is something that maybe I want to do, just not as a hobby?
I think probably when I was like 13 or 14, I kind of figured out I was a little better than everybody else. I played all sports. I played football, I played soccer, I played basketball, but baseball was just the easiest sport for me. And I came from a city with a lot of great athletes. So when I was younger, I didn't really separate myself from the pack when we were in Little League and stuff. But when we got to about 13 or 14, I was playing with like 16, 17-year-olds, and I was going on the road, doing different things around the country. So when I came back home, I remember my 14-year-old summer, I was like, I felt like I could, make this a profession. And I started pursuing it that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. And so a lot of people may not know about baseball, but people get stuck in the minor leagues for a very, very long time. You were only in there for 2 years. Can you just talk about like what that was like, first even getting the opportunity to be in the minors, and what was that like when you were like, okay, now I'm getting to the stage?
Yeah, you know what? Looking back at the minor leagues, I was so young. I got drafted when I was 17, turned 18 that July. And it was like a college experience. Like, I didn't get to go to college, obviously, but the minor leagues was like my growing up. Like, it was my time to mature and figure out. Like, when I left home, I couldn't even wash clothes. Like, I didn't know how to take care of myself at all. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a wake-up call, big time, getting out on the road and like being a professional and, being at the park every day, being like caring for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually having a job. Baseball was a job. So it was just like a learning experience, a time for me to grow up and be away from my mom and my wife, my girlfriend at the time, who was really like taking care of everything I did. So it was just a time for me to grow up in the minor leagues. And like you said, a lot of people spend a lot of time in the minors, but I was blessed to be able to kind of pick things up really quick, adjust to the game really fast. And I actually only pitched a year and a half in the minors because the first half of 1 year I was hurt. So I kind of learned pretty quick and got to the big leagues faster than I think anybody expected.
That's crazy. You say that about the laundry. And it made me think of something. Your mom wouldn't let you do anything like cut the grass, nothing. She was like, "Now my baby is going to focus on baseball." Yeah. And so, okay, you ended up being you were drafted in you were the 20th overall pick. Yeah, the 20th overall pick. Can you just talk about like what that feels like? And you also made me think of something else too, just for people to put it in perspective. You didn't go to college. You were only in the minors for a year and a half. So that's basically what a lot of the NBA players do when they're like one and done. So you were essentially that one and done, drafted 20th. Now you're on the big stage. What is that like?
It was like shell shock, being like the youngest guy. I was always the youngest guy. So when I got drafted, like I said, I was 17. So I go into an A-ball clubhouse, rookie ball clubhouse, I'm the youngest guy. Every team I come up, I'm going on, I'm 17, 18, 19, I'm the youngest guy. I get to the big leagues, I'm the youngest guy. But it was always, just like I said, just learning experiences and just trying to get better and, figure out what was going to be the best way for me to make this a career. You know what I mean? Because I was so raw and, didn't really have any skill or feel for the game that I was just trying to figure everything out and see if I could make it to the big leagues and stay in the big leagues. It's one thing to get there, but I wanted to make sure that I stayed there and like, had a full career. So, it was just me picking everybody's brain, whether it was, I remember in AA, it was this guy, Frankie Sanders. I used to just follow him everywhere. When I got to the big leagues, it was Dave Burba and Ellis Burks. I would just follow and just try to learn and listen and, figure out how to be a professional because everything was happening so fast.
Yeah. And so you said you were just trying to get there and stay there. You stayed there for a very long time. Is it called the Black Ace Club? I think where this is an elite club of people. And I just want Black people too, I just want to say too, that what was it like carrying that weight of, there's not a lot of Black men in baseball, and just with a lot going on, we're at the Fox Sports South, we cover like the Negro League integrating into MLB. What is it like carrying that torch of being one of the few?
It was tough at times, especially being a pitcher, because, it was always like, guys like Ken Griffey or, Mudcat Grant, he was the founder of the Black Aces. They would always say like, you are very rare and you're a Black pitcher. Like, we don't have starting pitchers. There's not a lot of us. So you got to make the most out of this career. So it was always like that pressure of, first of all, winning 20 games to become a Black Ace. Yeah. And then really just trying to establish excellence. So, kids behind me could watch. I grew up watching Dave Stewart. My dad was a big Vita Blue fan. They both pitched for the A's. And I just wanted to be that guy, like for one kid that was out there watching, my hat to the side, big baggy pants. And I'm from the hood. Like, you don't see baseball players like me. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I stayed true to myself and show these kids that, you can make it to the big leagues and be yourself. You don't have to change.
That is beautiful because you didn't. I mean, throughout your whole career, you had the same look, you rocked things the same way. And so in your career, there was a point where you played for Cleveland. And I bring Cleveland up because Cleveland's a city that, LeBron went there and raised the city up. And you kind of did the same thing in that Cleveland space. Can you just talk about being a big player in a small market? Because it's not a lot of people understand that dynamic of being in a small market and you're a superstar.
Yeah, it was perfect for me. Being so young and then being labeled a superstar, being in Cleveland was perfect because had I been in New York or Atlanta or LA, it wasn't on social media then, but I'll probably been in trouble.
Atlanta, definitely.
So it was I love Cleveland. It was our second home. 3 of my 4 kids were born there. We owned a house there for 8 years. It was a beautiful place. I really feel blessed to have that place, to be able to grow up there and become a professional and to be able to bring, everything that I learned in Cleveland to New York, because had I been that young superstar in New York, I don't think it would have worked out the same.
Yeah. My snooker booker is going to educate us on all things that we need to be educated on. Some people have been telling me that Snooks is their favorite segment. Remote Roots is their favorite segment. So Snooker Booker, you have a fan club online. They talk about you all the time. They're asking, when are you going to return to social media? Snooker Booker came to Twitter, razzled and dazzled us a little bit, and then just went ghost. Grant you, we were preparing for a wedding and she was doing a lot of stuff, but she will be back. Snooker Booker, what you got for us this week?
Okay, so for Remote Roots this week, I thought I would go back and pick up where we left off. We did the February month, which was Black History Month, and then we went on to March, which was International Women's History Month. And so I kind of left Fannie Pearl way back there. So I want to bring her back to the forefront and talk about, we had an episode called Kidnapped, and I wanted to get a little bit more clarification about what happened after the kidnapped episode. And back in the day.
Wait, let me just catch people up to speed, just in case you aren't a friend of the show and seen everything. We had an episode called Kidnapped IRL, in a sense of my snooker booker. Her grandparents essentially kidnapped her, took her to West Virginia in the best way possible and raised her, gave her a great life because they didn't think that she would be in a good situation where she was. So we kind of hit on it and then just kind of brushed by it. So we're coming back to this kidnapping story. Snooker Booker, continue. Go ahead. I wanted to set the table.
Okay, so I'm sure you young folks don't remember this, but back in the day, there was a broadcaster named Paul Harvey. Did you ever hear of Paul Harvey, Paul?
Nah, I know Steve Harvey.
No, well, Paul Harvey. He was a broadcaster, and he used to tell these great stories. And at the end, he would say, now here's the rest of the story. So here we go with Fannie Pearl. We'll have several rest of the stories, but this is the first rest of the stories. After leaving Asbury Park, New Jersey, my real grandfather, as I said, she was married 5 times. So we're up to husband number 4. And this was the longest marriage.
How long was that?
I don't know exactly, but I know it was the longest of her marriages, because my mother's age and all of that added together would equal, until he passed away, would equal the longest period of time. Okay. So anyway, they left Asbury Park, New Jersey, and drove to Anawalt, West Virginia. So let me just tell you a little bit about Anawalt, West Virginia, and how blessed I am that we moved away from there when I was 3. But at any rate, Anawalt, West Virginia was a small coal town in McDowell County, West Virginia. And it used to be called Jeanette. And the name was changed to Anawalt after one of the owners of a coal company there. There was a subsidiary of U.S. Steel. So anyway, Anawalt, back in the heyday, McDowell County was a big, booming coal county. And everyone there basically were coal miners or in the coal industry. So back in the 50s, there were, back in the 50s, there were 1,383 people who lived in Anawalt.
In the whole city.
In the whole city. The whole city was a half a mile in size. It's a half a mile city. And so in the 1950s, the population of McDowell County was 100,000. So that was when coal was booming. A lot of people were coming from everywhere. As a matter of fact, that's why my grandmother ended up in West Virginia. It seemed like all of the husbands she ever had migrated from Virginia to West Virginia to work in the coal mines. And so today, McDowell County has around 20,000 residents. Anawalt has 140 people in the city. That's
like
the
total in the whole city, 140?
140 is the size of the city. Very small coal town. And as I said before, everyone there usually were coal miners. My grandfather, and I don't know if he was a coal miner prior to buying a restaurant. They owned the restaurant in Anawalt. The name of it was the Blue Moon, and it was a burger beer joint.
So wait, what was the name of it?
The Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. Okay, I like that.
So my grandmother had been a cook, and she was a bakery cook, and she had worked for the hospital, 2 hospitals in that area. One was Stevens Clinic and one was Welch Hospital. So I don't know if it's because of the distance, and this is an area that has very curvy roads, and I'll tell some stories later on about how it is to drive over in McDowell County. But at any rate, at some point they decided to open this restaurant called the Blue Moon. So at any rate, that's how I got to West Virginia, lived in Anawalt. And as I said, he was her 4th husband. And she told me a lot of stories about Will Smith. And one of the main things that they always centered around was his driving. He had a lead foot and he drove very fast. And so on the next episode, I'll go more into Will Smith. But I just want to let you know in the 4th episode that in this episode that her 4th husband was very good. He was my grandfather. They had a long marriage until he passed away. And there's a lot of stories to tell about her 4th husband, Will Smith.
I'm telling you. So Will Smith, the original Will Smith, this is before the Will Smith that you guys know as Will Smith.
Right.
My great grandpa's name is Will Smith. Snooker Booker, I like, there's some crazy stories. I'm telling you right now, my great grandmother, she was a wild one.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you are a wild one. Like, she's a wild one. And again, you heard that was her 4th marriage, right? 4th of 5 total marriages. That one happened to be her longest marriage. How many of her husbands passed away?
All of them except one. The one that Lewis Smith, who I told about of another episode, who actually they divorced, and he lived a long life. Actually, he came through here and stayed at this house at one time prior to his passing. He was on his way to Detroit to stay with your aunt.
Detroit. I mean, this is Detroit episode all the way through and through. But what I love about it is that, look, these are roots. Like, a lot of people, first of all, this is probably geography lessons for people, because even when I still tell people to this day that I'm from West Virginia, they always, ask me about places in Virginia, the other state that's not West Virginia. So you guys get into it. West Virginia is a whole state. I know y'all probably know a lot about a lot of other places, but we're going to teach you some things about our roots, about the state, about a little bit of everything. Coal miner. How did that song go about being a coal miner's daughter?
Loretta Lynn, she was a coal miner's daughter. And Paul, I'm sorry, because Paul always says he thinks this is kind of Western days or way back in history. This really happened. And one of the reasons I said I loved it, that I wasn't in McDowell County. I mean, they're one of the poorest cities, poorest counties in the nation. And Anawalt was probably one of the poorest cities in the nation. And I sent some pictures for you to post about, it's just no grass. Back when I used to go, there was no grass anywhere. Everything was dark and dreary, and the coal dust or whatever. But people made good money there mining the coal mine, mining coal.
It's crazy because
Virginia was the 2nd largest state for coal mining back in the day. I
hear they're trying to open it back up, but it's crazy to think that all the things that you're talking about had a part in who I became, because imagine if y'all never moved from there and we ended up growing up we already grew up in a small place in a sense of West Virginia is small. And then you even take it further and St. Albans, the city we grew up, is small. But then to think 140 people in the whole city small for Anahuac, and what if we grew up there? Like, would I be sitting here right now talking to you, talking to everybody on a podcast titled Remotely Renee? Would I have been in the WNBA? You know, like Snook is shaking her head no, but that's what's crazy when I talk about roots. These are all these little things that happen determine who I became before I was even thought of, but it determined all of us. And so Snookabuka, thank you. This is educational for me as well. I don't even know half of these stories.
Me too.
I was going to say, Cole, do you know this stuff?
Some of these stories, some of the things I piece out of Mom when we have our conversation. I'm like, Mom, tell me, so what happened? So some of this, and then other parts, I'm blown away. I'm like, what? Like, just had no clue.
Well, let me just add one more thing. This is a continuation of the kidnap. So I assume that my grandparents thought that my father, who I have not had any contact with since they took me from Asbury.
Wait, time out, Paul. Did you ever find Snook's dad?
Nah.
Okay. So at any rate, I assume they thought because they were in Anahuac, West Virginia, a little piece of, a little place in the country, that he would not find them. But he did. And when I was 2 years old, he came, and I'll send a picture to put in the chat of him in Anahuac, West Virginia. So it gives you an idea. Wow. All the homes are on the side of the hill. There's no flat land there. There's one road, there's one street in Anahuac named Pig Street. And as I said, it's only a half
But
a mile.
I have a question. So he came when you was 2, and what happened?
I think my grandfather was a little overbearing or whatever, and he didn't come back.
I'm assuming there was he was very stern in why he would not be coming back as well.
So, okay. So to update and summarize the story, my Snook was kidnapped by her grandparents. They wanted to take her to a better life in West Virginia because the situation she was in wasn't great. They went to a small city in West Virginia called Anahuac. They thought that it would be a good place to kind of be in the cut. Nobody would really find them there. Snookabuka's dad came through when she was 2 and was like, yo, you got my baby? Snookabuka's granddad was like, yes, I do. And I'm going to keep it moving, partner. I'm sure that there were this is back in the day. So anything goes.
And then the rest of that story is that my grandfather, Will Smith, passed away 1.5 years after he brought me here. And my grandmother remarried and moved away. So that's why the trail between my father and them cut off, because she changed her last name. We were no longer in the same place. And back in that day, we didn't have Google and all the internet. And so I ended up in a totally different place and her name was totally different. So it was probably very difficult for him to locate us. And I had another grandfather.
This is crazy.
Who really didn't take anything. So
Fred Whitaker.
I can't wait to meet him, because boy, he was a firecracker. I like
this. This is crazy, because this is all real life. Like my Snookabuka, y'all. She's only 2 at that point for this story. So we're gonna keep the stories coming, Snookabuka. We love to hear it. That's Remote Roots. Okay, and so we always like to finish the show showing love, and the way we show love is we have other people now come on and show love. This person that's coming on right now just so happens to be my very best friend in the whole wide world. Her name is Lisa Lee. Yeah, we're all hyped. She's basically my sister. So she's like, we are family. Okay. Hey, I got Lisa Lee here with me. So listen.
Okay. Oh my God, my family.
And listen, I want to just talk about a little bit there, because we grew up together in the streets of West Virginia, and it's pretty wild that we both now live here in Atlanta. But I want to talk about growing up in West Virginia. So you went to Capitol High. I went to Capitol High my freshman year. You were a senior. You went on to play at UC. Just talk about that. Like, a lot of people talk about playing basketball in West Virginia, how we were on the map, but we were this small little,
Yeah, man. Honestly, well, first of all, hey, family. I miss you guys. It's so good to see everybody. I'm so happy right now. But so growing up, we were really good. We were a really good high school team. And I think if things were the way they are now, where teams can rank nationally, we would have been playing for a national championship.
100%. 100%. And the reason she says that is because, okay, so on our team, it was Lisa was playing. What were you, the 4 or the 5? I don't know if we even had positions like that then. But Lisa went on to get a full ride to the University of Charleston. Alexis Hornbuckle was our 2 guard. She went on to get a full ride at the University of Tennessee. I was the point guard. Y'all know I bleed blue, UConn. And that was just like our starter. But we also had other people that had pieces that were
Absolutely.
some ballers. Like we had
we had some straight ballers, and we gelled well, and we just played well. We played fast. We had fun. And you and Lex were out there throwing passes that made everybody better. So we went 27-0, I believe.
Yeah, we
won the state championship.
Yeah, my freshman year, we went undefeated, and it was pretty wild just to be on the high school scene, go undefeated. Then you went on to UC, and you went on to break almost every record in the building. Now you hang in the Raptors, Hall of Famer, like all of that, jersey retired, went on to play overseas. I talk about this a lot because people don't understand the attributes that make you a good athlete. There was no question that you were going to be good in business because I know what kind of athlete you are. But can you just talk about how your skill set from sports, when you had to go to the real world, how that carried over?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, in order to be great at something, and like, to be honest, like setting a scoring record at any university, you got to be really good and really disciplined.
Yep.
And it takes that type of discipline to be a good adult. You know, because adulting it's not easy. Nobody prepares you for this, but sports is like the closest thing that could have prepared me to being a good adult. And so I've just used all the discipline that I've learned through sports to be the best person I can, no matter what. Grinding it out in whatever job it is. I literally try to be the best I can. And so that's really
what's crazy, and this is really crazy that this statement is true. No one prepares you for adulting. Like, why are we go to school for 100 years, we take 100 tests, and when we get out of there, we can't do not a nair tax. I didn't know how to close. I didn't know how to buy a house, close a mortgage. I didn't know, Snooka Booka, you do college 101. So you actually
they don't tell you how to prioritize, none of that.
Resume, things that we might need in real life. Where are we supposed to learn it at Sway? Shouts to Brandon Copeland. He actually has a class now that pretty much teaches you like stuff that Snook Life 101. Teach us how to be adults. Okay?
Adults. Absolutely. That's awesome. I would love to see that. So you got to shoot me. I need to see that, because I mean, I can still use that today. And then with the athletes that I deal with every day, that's something that I'd like to, get them involved with. And, because I can't teach them everything. I'm not the best adult. I just do the best I can. But if he's got the formula.
You are a good adult best friend.
Well, it's funny you guys say that.
I got a question for everybody. Oh, what'd you say, VP?
I was going to say about the adulting thing. There's been a lot of tweets today because I don't know if you have to elect if you're taking the Corona year or not. So then they're tweeting all the women to stay in college.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot.
What?
Yes, so what he's saying is a lot of professional athletes, because this is a COVID year, basically, and you have a choice of if you want to come back or declare from the draft. A lot of professional athletes was like, "Oh, it's janky out here, sis. Adulting, stay in school. It's filthy out here." No one told us that you better stay in school, because there's all kinds of athletes like tweeting the college players, telling them like,
that's crazy. That, like, I didn't even know that. I have not seen Twitter. I've been on the go since 6:30 this morning. I haven't seen anything. So that's crazy that's the motto out here, because it's true. Okay. It's true.
I'm going to say this. The church we grew up in, they tried to prepare us for adulting. Remember, we had classes on Wednesday night, gotta do this, and mom and them would come in and say something. But when you're like 13 years old, you're like,
you don't care about adulting at 13.
That's stuff going on in your head. Plus,
just thought you was going to be paying money, and that everybody was going to have your own maid. You was going to have people do your stuff. But you listened, you was like, I'm going to be rich, so it don't even matter. And then you become adult, you're like,
Wait
Baby,
a
I'm
minute.
poor.
At 13, I thought $1,000 was a lot of money. So
Right. I have a question for everybody. What's one thing that you think a kid should learn about adulting before they get there, Cole?
That you never have any money to save. Because then you could afford, if you save enough money, you could afford to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. And you can fix most things if you have the money. But I think like we said, we're so quick to say, oh, if I could flip this Bitcoin, I could have $5 tomorrow.
Gosh, here she goes.
But I'm just saying to gamble. People, I think we have to teach our kids to be patient and not gamble. Everything should not be a gamble.
No, I like that. We always want instant gratification, a quick fix, a quick scheme. There's no quick shortcut to being successful. I like that, Cole. Snookabuka, what's something that a kid should know before they become an adult?
Well, I think you've hit it on the head. You need to know something about money management. And now they even have like credit cards or bank cards for kids where they can learn how to save, put some money away, how to manage the money. And then along with that, I think relationship building should be something you should use that in your personal life, in your
networking
life or whatever. You have to know how to get along with people and work with people, or you can't, make it in this world by yourself. So
love it. Networking. There's no shortcut, quick, get rich quick scheme. VP, what would you say that the young guns need to know?
Definitely no pyramid schemes on Instagram. But no, definitely like taxes and opening up your own businesses, because it doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to be a physical. You don't have to have a physical location to have a business.
Yeah, LLC me, please. Shouts to RME. Best friend, what you thinking? Like, what's something that they gotta know before they become an adult?
The first thing I was gonna say was the saving part, like being able to but I'm gonna change it up since everybody's already said that. I'm going with understanding, like learning different trades and understanding that the money, like about how much money these people make.
Yeah.
So
when you pick your career path,
electricians, plumber, like just being able to focus in on a lot of the different trades, even if there's a class that's just teaching you about different things, not saying like, oh, you have to aspire to be that, but just teaching you about it so that it might spark some type of interest. Because
this is amazing, best friend. Thank you for the alley-oop. We are actually going to be having a virtual career day with the Renee Montgomery Foundation, where it says exactly that. The whole premise of virtual career day is not going to be where a doctor comes on and says, I'm a doctor, I help patients, and you can be a doctor too. No, we're going to have the doctor come on there and tell them real life pros about being a doctor, real life cons about being a doctor, what to look for, what's the price range, what's the salary range, what's the hours like, because sometimes people, you make good money, but doctors work 12 hours a day, 12-hour shifts. So do you want to work like that? Is that for you?
What's the student loan debt that you will owe afterwards?
What's the student loan debt that you will earn? That's our virtual career day is going to do the practical things, because we always hear kids say, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer. Do you know how long lawyers go to school? Do you know how long doctors go? Do you know what tests they got to pass? So we're going to talk about that on our virtual career day. There will be more to that soon to come. I love it. I love it. I love it, best friend. Are you ready to give out some roses?
Oh, yes. I've been waiting on this all day. Okay?
Your big sister needs some help.
Okay.
All right. Well, I've been going back and watching.
Snookabuka said we don't do payola here. We don't do payola here, Cole. So Cole is trying to bribe the guest already, because let me say the score so you can see why Cole's trying to bribe it. VP has 4. Snookabuka has 4. Big Mommy, that's me, has 4. Cole is sitting with a lone 1.
I know that. I saw that. So
sorry. She's a friend of the show. See, my bad. Let me not.
So I saw that. So when I was putting this together, I'm like, okay, how can I? Because I love Cole.
Okay.
Listen to the context clues, okay?
Okay.
She over here giving hints to the hints. No, ma'am. The first hint, oh, by the way, for remote roses, we give out hints to who the person is. But while we're giving out hints, we're showing love to the person because it's things that they've done, accomplished, things they're affiliated with. So when I say give out rose number 1, it's basically hint number 1, best friend. What is rose number 1?
Number 1, this person has a Christmas tree that has a Twitter account.
Wow, I like this person. I'm just gonna put that out there already. I feel like me and this person could be friends. My Christmas
It
tree
is not
up.
Renee Montgomery.
My Christmas tree still up right there. Anybody, any takers? Any takers? Hint number 2.
Number 2, this person was a National High School Player of the Year.
Oh my gosh.
Male or female?
Human.
Okay. I'm
Jeez.
just gonna try this and see. Is it
No.
okay?
What did it say?
I said Baron Davis. Since he's Black Santa, I ain't know if he had some Christmas trees. I ain't know if he had some Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Now
All
listen
right.
to the rules. Baron Davis is on there to not say again.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Okay.
did listen to the rules. So this was actually really hard, but there was one person that was on my heart and I had to find very interesting clues. Okay. This person also has a foundation that offers middle school children a positive influence in their lives by sponsoring a after school program, and gives them like, no. It gives them opportunities to be active outside of, just doing the regular stuff. And it's
Look at Snooks.
LeBron James. Is it LeBron James?
no.
Okay.
I can't see
so keep
Snooks.
going. I
What's
like
she say?
this.
She said LeBron James.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not LeBron James. It's wrong.
No, it's not LeBron. He is absolutely,
Wait,
he's
what
the
was the
man.
second
We
clue?
know
You
that.
said-
We give him his roses every day on Twitter and Instagram.
Wait, the second clue, you said National Player of the Year?
Yes. National
high
High
school.
School Player of
High
the
school.
Year.
Okay.
High
Oh,
school.
I don't like when Paul's brain gets to computing because that makes me nervous.
Because he getting ready to connect them dots.
Okay.
Who's the
This person played for the Richmond Rage in the American Basketball League.
Oh, I know who that is. Oh.
There's no way you know that Snooker Booker, huh?
Oh, shoot.
Say it again. The Richmond Rage.
The
where?
Richmond Rage in the ABL, American Basketball League.
Oh my gosh.
I might have to move to 6 clues on y'all.
Oh, good.
I got
Keep it
6.
coming. I feel like if you know them, I should know them. So I'm trying to wrap.
Oh, 100% you know this person.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I know who it is, but I don't know his name.
Really? Y'all know this person? Okay,
Okay.
keep going.
This person have a niece dog named Champ.
They have a dog named Champ in a
Champ.
Christmas
I
tree
know
with
who
an
it is.
account.
I know who it is. I can't think of her name.
All right, last clue.
Oh my gosh.
Last clue. This is going to be 6.
Oh my gosh.
This person carried the flag at the 2004 Olympics.
I know who it is. I can't think.
Carried the United States flag at the 2004 Olympics.
Is it the guy from West Virginia that was in that the first?
Ooh, my clues are lit. Listen, so this person
What did
has
she
so
say?
many accolades. Let me see.
Coach of South Carolina.
Don Staley?
No,
Who said Don Staley?
that's who
I
it
got
is.
it.
I got it.
Is.
Yeah.
It is. Who won?
Snook.
No,
Snook
nobody
said
won.
South
Snook
Carolina.
had it wrong.
I couldn't think of her name.
I got it right. What are y'all talking
Oh,
about?
you did not.
Nah, no one
Renee,
got
you
that
read.
one.
Renee, you read
Oh,
Mom.
Listen.
I couldn't think of her name, and she's the coach of South Carolina. That's
what she
You are correct. So she has so many accolades that I had to find like
I
the
knew
most
that when you
random things.
I knew it.
I had to find.
I
had
need to
do
know
some-
who's the winner.
Nobody.
Renee,
Nope.
you read Moms. Don't play. She read it and then she said, Don Staley, like in a question. Then she wrote it down. So technically, Mom is the one.
I think
Mom gave you the answer.
No, Snookabuka has to get the names.
Right.
That we're not playing that because
Nobody
she
got
said
the point.
Papa
Nobody got the
Papa Ball.
Okay.
No. The game she can't
thought
play. Let's guess a guess.
I thought it was
Right.
the guy you guys were talking about last week from like West Virginia State. That was the first something.
Oh yeah.
Earl Lloyd was the first Black player in
NBA.
NBA, right.
Player in the
and
NBA.
I knew that one. Of course, that wasn't the one.
Yeah.
So what does this say right here? Can anybody read this?
You didn't get it
you
right.
wrote it
Yeah.
after I gave the clue.
Oh,
Renee.
boy.
Nobody's getting that point.
So
That wasn't there.
Nobody.
Good
Lisa
job,
said
Lisa.
nobody gets a point.
That person
Good
was
job,
on my
Lisa.
heart because
I knew it from the third clue on and couldn't even think
Guess
of
who's
her
getting the
name.
point? Lisa's getting the point. Put her on the board.
She stumped us. Lisa gets one for stumping us.
You know what? We
Yes.
should start doing that. The people that like don't that we couldn't get, that was actually really good, Lisa. Like,
That was a good one.
I
Yeah.
really like that.
Mom,
I
no, Mom, we
I-
already said that we changed
said
the
the
rule.
Richmond ABL. I knew it.
I can't believe you knew it, Snookabuka. That's really good.
I kept saying.
When
I knew
somebody
it.
said South Carolina, I'm like, wait, what did she say? But she's not from South Carolina. She's from.
She
Wrote on her
yeah,
board the
she's
coach
from
of South
Philadelphia, but If I would
Carolina.
have said that, Paul would have got it immediately. So I couldn't say that. I
So are
couldn't
we
say
saying that
she
point
was-
Snook gets a half a point and I get a half a point?
Now we're doing half
Oh.
points. Now we're doing half points.
No.
We're really gonna do half points.
Oh, you need a lot of half points. I'm gonna just put that.
Lisa, you know what I want you to do? I want you
Yes,
to go to
ma'am.
the house and knock her out.
Because
You can get to her quicker than I can.
She said you can go to her quicker than I can.
Hey, big man. So I guess the score is going to remain 4-4-4-1. Nicole, I love it, best friend. I love it.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Shouts to, oh yeah, wait, I almost forgot.
Yeah, give them roses.
Yeah, Don Staley. I mean, legend. Coaching her team, having a culture there, speaking out. The first coach that was like, look, I won't be silent about what's going on with the NCAA. It's unacceptable. Putting her players on a platform, you should see how she tweets. I know she tweeted to Asia Wilson, hey, when am I going to be the spokesperson for your candle line? But just doing that alone is bringing attention to her candle line. Carried the torch in 2004. I'm talking about when I watched in 1996, those just the OG of all the OGs play for the Richmond team in the AEBL. What else? Y'all got anything else?
Listen, I have a whole list of
Four
things
Olympic
that she's
medals,
did, but I
Four Olympic
can't.
medals.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Y'all better save 2 of those roses for my sister. She gets 2 too. Because she is actually a goat in her as well. So give her hers.
Absolutely.
And
yes, this is for
absolutely.
Lisa.
That's for Lisa.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, it's for me?
No,
Yeah, for you.
yes, I already was going to say
why are you giving
other
Renee roses again?
Yeah, we're not doing that. No, so the rest of these are for Dawn Staley because honestly, Dawn, what you're doing for the game and what you're doing for women's basketball, being a pioneer, even the way you dress for the
Phenomenal.
culture, kick game, sneaker game, everything clean. This is for you, Dawn Staley. But
Phenomenal
no,
woman.
for you, Lisa Lee. Yes, we say some of these roses for you. I'm talking about high school champion, college record breaker, score leader, has your jersey retired in the Raptors at UC, went on. Most players, it's hard for college athletes to go to the next level and play pro. You did that for years on years, for being part of the family. And also, I'm just going to say this, my protector, a lot of times in West Virginia, people knew not to mess with me because they didn't want to mess with you. So these roses, best friend, are for you. We love to see you. Friend of the show, friend of the family, all around good people.
Let me just add this too. Lisa met Renee when she was 5 days old.
Yeah.
And that's the craziest story. That's the whole another story. That's the craziest story
That's a whole
ever.
story for another day.
We might have to have you back and just tell
that's another
stories.
route.
I think we should have you back for some storytelling for happening because we got some crazy stories.
Yeah, some for and some not for TV. So
Right.
I love y'all so much. I love y'all.
All
right, love you,
So
best
good to
friend.
see you. Cole,
Thank you,
it's
thank
very
you,
nice
thank you.
to meet you finally.
You too.
And love you, Lisa.
And thank
Love
you
you
for
guys.
joining us here, best friend. I'll be hollering at you. I'll
All
holler.
right, later.
Laters. We love to see it. We love to see it. We're on a
You know
roll
what's
right
crazy?
now.
When I first met you and like just on Twitter, she used to be on Twitter more and she was always commenting with us.
Yeah, she used to be in the Twitter streets, and now remember that adulting thing we talked about? She like, look, I've been working since 6:30 in the morning. I don't have time for social media. Hello, college students. I think that's probably why a lot of the professional athletes was like, stay in school. But honestly, I enjoyed college, and I enjoyed when I graduated and became an adult too. So I'm just gonna say I liked both. But lastly, no, that's not it. Lastly, I was gonna say, you guys, we've been doing a lot of things to try to have fun for the show, prepare for the show. So please like, subscribe, rate, do all of those things for the podcast. We're growing every week. It's so exciting. And I feel something happening. It feels special. Every week, Paul's telling me a new milestone that we hit as far as viewership is concerned. So thank you guys. Tune in next week, every week when we connect while being remote. See y'all later.